To this one here, wonderful. Thank you very much.
I heard you went clay pigeon shooting with Russell Crowe. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that was an experience. We were like, Russell, he said like rightfully, he was like, these boys would have been around firearms, so I think as a bonding experience, you guys should get your hands around these weapons, and probably the safest and best way to do it was go into this clay pigeon shooting range, and so we went out and spent the day with him, which was great, kind of surreal but brilliant.
Kelly Gang looks like quite a demanding film to shoot physically and emotionally. Was it tough on set?
It was extremely tough. I mean, the landscape and the weather was brutal. The things that we had to do could be quite brutal, but I think there was a sense of privilege and honour to be a part of it. All of the crew on the ground and all of the cast had this sense of, wow, we're really part of something incredibly special. And we all worked our asses off to bring it to life for Justin, and I think it was an honour to be in.
Past Ned Kellys include Heath Ledger, Mick Jagger, now George MacKay. Were you conscious of the big shoes you were giving George to fill?
Yeah, definitely. It was probably the reason I was kind of quite petrified about making it, is that it sort of comes with a lot of baggage, this film. But it was a really, really different telling of the story with Peter Carey's book, and we kind of knew George was going to kind of make it his own and it be something kind of quite different. So, I don't think I would have done it if it felt like a kind of traditional biopic.
How did you get Russell Crowe to take a smaller role in an indie film?
I was really lucky. I mean, he really loved the character of Harry Power and kind of what that could be, and he was just really loyal, and I really, really seduced him and kind of badgered him constantly, but he was fantastic to work with on this.
So everyone I've spoken to so far on this film has a Russell Crowe story. Did you get to hang out with him?
Yeah, we did. We actually went. He took us clay pigeon shooting. I don't know if they've told you this one before, but he took us to clay pigeon shooting, and he was actually there like 2 hours earlier practicing for when we arrived, right? And when we went. He showed us up and he sat us down. He was like, all right, who smokes? And we're like, not really. He was like, we're about to start. And he sits us there. And he took us clay pigeon shooting. He brought the Olympic gunslinger and the one of the best Olympic shooters as well. And just sort of showed us how to do it. And he won. I actually came second somehow. And Orlando came third. And it was actually...
You beat George?
I beat George, yeah. George was actually really shit at shooting.
Even though he's been in like the biggest war film of the year?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially.
You've spent quite a lot of time with rifles recently on the films you've been doing. Are you hoping maybe to take a kind of a sit back a bit on your next one, maybe a little indie or something else?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm just about to start this film called Wolf, written and directed by Natalie Biancheri, and there's no guns in that one. So I don't know if it'd be sitting back necessarily, but certainly, no firearms for this one.
You've chosen some quite difficult stories to tell on screen recently. Macbeth, Assassin's Creed. This would look like No Picnic. Are you going to maybe try something a little sort of simpler next time?
Yeah, I feel like that at the moment. I feel quite exhausted by kind of taking on these challenges, but I usually get inspired by kind of things that are difficult and that are kind of challenging, and I think you need to, because you're with a film for so long. It's a good couple of years, 3 years, sort of in development. So I am looking for a lighter thing.
So you come from quite a musical family, Earl.
Yeah.
What music do you listen to in your trailer?
I'm a big Bob Dylan fan, a big Lou Reed fan. I love Van Morrison and Patti Smith and people like that.
Did you introduce anyone to any of the music on set?
I don't know. Mainly it was Louis, who plays Steve Hart, introduced me to a lot of little Australian bands that I never heard of. I was mainly learning from what they showed me, really.
I was speaking to Alex Lawther and Jessica Barden recently, and they were disappointed they didn't get to work with you on season 2 of The End of the Fucking World.
I know.
Would you come back for a season 3?
Season 3? Fuck no. They didn't put me in season 2. No.
They said it's because they couldn't afford you anymore.
They couldn't afford me? Yeah, probably the case. No, but of course I would. I love those guys and I love that show, and that was I don't know, that's the most amazing time. So
I don't know if you've seen today, but Shantaram has suspended production. I think you directed the first 2 episodes, didn't you? Do you know any more about that?
They're just wanting to develop the scripts a bit more and, sort of look at another showrunner coming on and, they're just in a process at the moment of sort of getting the scripts all really right and, yeah.
But we're definitely going to see it.
Yeah. That's the plan. Yeah, no, it's really exciting. The first 2 are, feeling really good. So, yeah, I'm sure it'll kind of pick up after its hiatus.
I saw a fan petition on Reddit that was suggesting that they'd love to see you play Morty in a live-action version of Rick and Morty. I don't know if you're a fan. Would you be up for that?
Morty, like Rick and Morty, yeah. So wait, which one? Because I know my old flatmate used to love that. Rick and is he the professor or the other one?
The other one.
Oh, grand. Oh, I'd love to play the professor. Give me a few more years, I'll play Rick.